Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of 10 Dead Rats, a Warhammer Fantasy and old school D&D mashup. That is us. That is us indeed. Welcome back, everyone.
That's where you are.
For another fun-filled evening. Nice mug, Max. Nice mug.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's my new favorite show by the Wandering DMs.
Excellent.
I got a shirt too, but it didn't show up in time. I wanted to do both at the same time. I think it'll go well for my fall Halloween costume next week.
Excellent. Yes. We have 2 episodes behind us. Episode number 3 is coming out this Tuesday at 8 p.m. And if you haven't seen it, you should totally check it out. What else? What other exciting announcements do we have to make? Colleen, you had some information to share with our viewers?
Yeah, I just wanted to help promote one of my friends, Nuance. She has a pretty cool podcast going on Podbeam. That's a new take on D&D called Fast Times at D&D High. It's a lot of angst, a lot of teenage romance. It all set in the 5th edition D&D. It's pretty cool. So,
awesome.
If you get a chance, go check them out.
Great. Always happy to promote fellow podcasters and streamers. All right. If nobody has anything else to share, we shall dive straight into tonight's episode of 10 Dead Rats. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Last week on 10 Dead Rats, our group spent some time in Kemperbad. They spoke with a new friend to some, old friend to Bruno, one Sighilda, a sister of Sigmar, down at the local temple of Sigmar. Eventually, that led to a connection of someone named Korobreth, who apparently is a holy man who lives in Unterbaum, up the Stir. So the group has someone to go look up once they arrive. Then in the evening, retiring for the night at the inn, they were visited by their old friend Count Orlok, who was after his usual requests, shall we say. The group was able to eventually put him off with a request, an unusual item from him of pushing towards dealing with one Atelka Hertzen, who apparently is no friend to the vampires. Orlok seemed to insist that Yeffy could earn the kiss of everlasting life by dealing with Atelka.
She wants, yeah.
And then, which is clearly a high up in Yeffy's list of desires. In fact, I think much conversation was had about exactly how the group would deal with Atelka if and when they encountered her, and should they preserve her to save themselves from the vampires, or kill her, or something in between. Unsure. The group then
just a little bit.
Just a little bit, only slightly dead. The group then returned to their boat at last and traveled up the Stir. Turned out to be very difficult travel, a rushing river that leads up a steep-walled chasm. Fortunately, the group managed to secure secure 2 additional hands for their boat, and Renat was able, with that additional help, to navigate the tricky river. And that's, I believe, where we left off, just as the group was heading up the Stir. In fact,
yeah.
I have a nice visual aid here. Here we go. So, headed up the Stir across steep cliffs, and against a very strong current. It's very difficult sailing. The Stir flows through a narrow, sheer-sided gorge about 600 feet deep and 90 feet wide. The water eddies and churns, reducing this boat's speed significantly. a fair amount of tacking and careful poling to be done by the various hands on board the boat just to keep it moving upriver.
Good thing it's not us.
When you move the sails, right? That's what tacking is?
Yeah.
When you, like, turn them? Okay.
I think it's when you eat the hardtack that we brought along as supplies.
Ah, I see.
It takes you about 6 days to get up the stir. However, on the fifth day, I will point out it's an odd journey because it's very dark. In fact, here between the steep cliffs, very little sun gets down to the boat, and it is consistently dark. Only in the middle of midday, when the sun is high overhead, does enough sunlight sort of shine down into the gorge to really make it feel properly lit. Sometimes even early in the morning and late in the afternoon, one can even see stars up in the sky above. However, on the fifth day of travel, you do encounter this sight. 2 huge stone monoliths flanking either side of the gorge rise up, seeming to reach up into the sky, with strange-looking runes carved all about them.
That's normal.
We're gonna get midsummered.
What does that mean?
Is it runes in a language we recognize?
Roll me an intelligence test, Bruno.
We. As if any of us can read.
I can't do that. Oh, there we go.
Come on.
$14.
It is not. You do not recognize these strange, unusual symbols that climb up both sides of each megalith. But it gives you an uneasy feeling.
What do you think those say?
It's probably just a bunch of artist names. And like F the guard duty, you know, like some rough
Dagmar
stuff.
was
probably.
here.
Yeah, Dagmar was here.
Yeah.
Maybe a big outlined rune of balls.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Can I compare the runes to what's in one of the weird books I have?
You attempt to do this. You get out your book and you're holding it up, but of course the boat is moving fairly violently as you push up river here. It bobs and drifts and bucks a bit against the churning waters. Occasionally you hear shouts from Renat and your 2 hands as they attempt to navigate the river. You look at the book and you kind of compare the runes. You're not seeing any obvious exact matches.
Okay.
But again, it's quite difficult, and soon the boat pushes past the megaliths between them, continuing pushing upriver, and it's not long before they're left behind.
That's a good start.
Well, that's weird.
That was strange. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure those are just like signposts, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's all
That's why
fine.
they're written in a language we don't know.
We didn't melt going through them, so I'm sure there's nothing bad that they would do to us.
On your 6th day of travel, you reach the point where the River Narn joins with the River Ster. And here, there is a massive roar of a huge set of double falls. And you can see as you approach that the river opens up into a large basin. Huge falls pour in from the north and from the east into where you're approaching. You can see the basin boils and seethes like water in a cauldron, and the roar of the falls is near deafening. But you can see a small landing towards the northern bank, sheltered from the turbulence by a bit of outcropped rock. And it sticks out to you because you can see a small dinghy moored there, and a tarpaulin hung up above it, seeming to attempt to keep some of the spray off.
What? Wow, this is weird.
What?
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 Huh?
I said it's kind of weird.
I think we're here.
No, weird. It's just a dinghy.
Yeah, I see it. I think we're here.
Renat comes up to you and says, I'm going to aim for the dinghy. I don't see anywhere else to land.
You need a hand?
Be
With a
careful.
thingy?
Try to hold on.
Okay,
It's difficult
I
to
don't-
stand.
I'm laying on the deck. I've got all my arms out and I'm ready. I'm braced.
Excellent.
Oh man.
Your boat slowly drifts towards the landing spot, and you can see now there appears to be a small kind of clearly sort of man-made sort of cut into the rock inlet that leads to a little bit of a dock sticking out, and this dinghy along the side. And as you get closer, you can see that it pushes further in, and it looks like actually there's a fairly large cave in the side of the rock here that's the water pours into, but it clearly the water becomes much calmer inside this large cave mouth. And you can see two women standing kind of sheltered from the spray just inside the cave, watching your approach. And Renat comes up to you now, and just as finally the boat starts to finally drift more slowly, the spray dies down a little bit. She says, I hope they are friendly.
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah.
You hope they're bit. Oh, the waterfall.
You can still hear it. You can still hear it roaring behind you, but it is a little bit more sheltered now as the boat comes drifting in. And Renat goes over to the edge to throw a rope down to one of the women who seems to be waiting for exactly that, and starts to tie the boat off.
So there's a man-made dock here. We're not just docking at some cave. Okay. And,
correct.
Like, looking at our map, those little squares there in the triangular section, is that the waterfalls about?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Yeah. So you can sort of see there's a little triangle there formed where the Stir and the Narn join up, and you are right there in the crook of it.
Okay. Well, I guess we already gave him the rope, so
We're here now.
Yes. Renat comes back to you three.
we should have just gone to the creepy castle.
I don't know where, but this is your part, yes?
Yeah.
Right.
I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Good luck.
let's. Hey, great.
I'll peel myself off the deck. Okay. Let's do this. Jeff's my
guess let's
robe.
go down.
Hat.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
You know,
Hello, ladies. The dock. What? Bruno, what is it? What do you want? What?
Oh, no, sorry.
Talking to ladies,
Bruno.
Bruno.
This time,
Oh,
Paul,
okay, sorry.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna say maybe I should have done a voice. It's too late now. If we retcon Bruno has a really bad English accent, we could kind of.
Hell of a change.
You know
Oh my
that.
god.
All right, lads, let's get
No!
Oh god.
No, Toad.
Was that was my good English accent. Was
Oh
that,
dear.
That's not.
Oh dear. What's your question, Max?
This time I'm gonna take both of the creepy tomes I have with me shoved in my backpack.
Okay, very good.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, long way to go for that minor.
Yeah.
No.
So the one of the women is tying off the rope that was thrown down. The other one's just kind of standing there on the dock, staring up at you. What do you do?
Hello, ladies. Good day and good fortune. How are you?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. we're looking to get up that river there. The Narn, right? Is that where we're doing? Where we're going?
We're going to Unterbaum?
Oh, not in this great bloody
Unterbaum.
big thing, you're not.
What?
Okay.
Hey, now that Geffy is a perfectly normal size for her species.
Come on
yeah,
down.
and Bruno's of average intelligence. Let's go.
Come on down. You
Yeah,
want some stew? We've got some stew on.
Oh,
Oh, I like stew. That's
What's
okay.
in
Yeah,
it?
What?
We'll come
Who
down
cares?
regardless of what's in the stew, I think.
that's right.
The three of you climb down a little rope ladder tossed over the side of the boat down to the load dock, and head on over. And the woman approaches you and she says, "I'm Ostrid. This is Bridget. How do you do?"
hello.
Hi,
Hello.
ostrich.
Ostrid. It's Ostrid.
Ostrich.
What's your
name? Of course, I would.
What's your name,
explain
sir?
What?
Sir Dwarf. What's your name?
That is a lady dwarf.
Oh, forgive me. I thought the beard.
Sir, all dwarves have beards, Camponi.
Oh, really? Do they? Do they now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
My ma'am had
Yeah.
a beard,
Yeah.
but she was not a dwarf.
or you
Yeah, you ever seen a
Well,
dwarf without a beard?
I think I've. No, can't say I have. Can't say I have. Haven't
you
seen
go.
many
There
dwarfs.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So ostrich. How do we rank boats?
Ostrich.
What's that now? How do you do
Boats.
what?
How do we get up?
How do you
right?
get up
A
to the
boat?
top? You want to get up to the top
Yeah.
to get to Unterbaum?
Yes, correct.
Unterbaum,
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, we can take you up there. Will you be staying
Yeah.
at the inn tonight?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yes.
Uta will be happy to host you, I'm sure.
Wait, his name is Unter?
No, Uta.
Is-
It's her name. She runs the inn up above.
Unter, like Unterbaum.
No, it's
Is she
Uta. Uta.
Unter.
No, there's no N.
man.
There's no N and there's no
Oh.
R. Can you get the
man.
wax out your ears, small man?
These strange northern accents. How are
You can
we
call
are
her.
in like the
You can
booth,
call her
right?
Frau Lebensraum if you prefer.
No, that's much harder. Unter it is.
It's her name's Uta. Anyway, doesn't matter.
You know what?
Be happy to have you. They're happy to have you. It's just a matter of getting up the locks in the dinghy there. It'll only take a few hours.
Oh, okay.
You out.
Aye.
That's why we're having stew right now, guys. That's why we're having stew.
Oh yes, you want a bit of lunch? Come on in. Come on
Yeah.
over.
Well, what's
She leads you over
what's
to the
in it?
side, kind of back into the cave a bit, and you can see that there is a cleared sort of cooking pit, and they've got a little like a metal tripod over it with a cauldron hanging from it that seems to be bubbling away, and Bridget comes over and starts takes some mugs and just starts scooping with a ladle something into the mug and jams a spoon into it, hands one to each of you. There's like a couple of larger rocks one could sit on, but it seems pretty rough.
I sit on a rock,
Okay.
and I
So-
do my utmost to determine if the stew has any human flesh in it. That's-
Excellent. It doesn't
Yeah, big
taste.
worry here.
You think it's probably mutton. So what brings it to Unterbaum?
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Come to see the falls, have you? It's a great
Yeah.
sight.
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. You know?
Pretty great. I was considering going down it in a barrel. Thought that might be a fun stunt.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Whenever do that.
Indeed. You might survive. It's possible, I suppose.
Depends on the barrel, I guess.
It's possible.
It does.
Well, Bridget here will take you up in. I'll take you up in the dinghy up the locks if you like. You should be there in time for supper.
Just to clarify, what is a dinghy and a lock?
Or dinghy's a small boat. She points to the
Small
little
boat, okay.
boat. Well, then a lock. You know, it's a system of gates where you go into a river and then they close the gates and they run the wheel and then the water rises up a bit. That's the way to
The
go
water
up.
rises?
Oh, aye.
That's-
Well, because they let
Is
the
it
water in
magic?
from above. No, it's the water goes downhill, you know. So they
True
block
now.
off.
We've
They
seen
block it off on one end, and then it fills up with water, and that makes you go up a bit. And then they open up the other side, and you go through, and then you do it again. You can block up the other
Wow.
side, and the water fills up a bit, and
Yeah.
up you go. You
That
don't
sounds
worry.
exciting.
It won't take you more than a few hours. There's only 25 locks to get through.
25.
Hi. Well, you want to get to the top, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Bruno, you've been in a lock before.
You've been through a lot.
I've been locked into things. I don't know that I've been in
What,
a
you've been
lock.
through-
You've been on that boat. You've been on that boat through a lock.
I don't think so. I think I'd remember that. This sounds
Okay,
like
well,
kind of
maybe-
a crazy invention. I don't. Water just moving up and down. It sounds pretty cool.
I guess,
Okay.
if you like.
Ernst
And what are
Titleman.
the chances of us surviving going through the lock?
Ernst Titleman.
Ernst Titleman.
Who's Ernst? Is that your name?
Uh,
Welcome,
no.
Ernst.
No,
She
it's-
claps you on the
Oh.
shoulder, Bruno. Welcome, Ernst. It's
No,
a pleasure to have
oh.
you.
You know, it's probably better this way anyway. Yes. Yeah.
And what were your other names then? What's yourself?
I'm
She
Indigo.
looks at you, Indigo. Ah, welcome.
Nice to meet you.
How do you like the stew?
It's pretty good.
Oh, good, good.
Dude, thank you.
Is it? Indigo, be careful.
Why?
And Miss Dwarf?
I'm Deborah.
Deborah.
Ah, Deborah. It's a pleasure to meet you. As I said, I'm Astrid, and this is Bridget.
Gosh, God. Eh,
You,
Yes.
We're just working on patching up this canoe, and she leans out, motions over to the side, and you can see that they've got a space set out where there's a canoe flipped over on its side, and it
a lot
seems to
of,
be
a lot of
midst
different boats around
patching.
here.
Oh, hi.
What are you doing down here, other than
Well-
patching the canoe?
Patching the canoe, and we keep an eye out for folks that want to go up or down the locks.
Oh, you're like the locksmiths.
Something like that. Yeah.
Do a lot of people come here?
No,
No. Oh,
I think they're the first one I've
Great.
seen in weeks.
pretty easy job then. All right.
Oh, of course.
So what about like people like say a very rich, fancy lady and an entourage? Seen anything like that recently?
Oh, the lady in blue. Aye, we saw her and her men just not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it two or 3 weeks, wasn't it, Bridget? Oh, aye, that it was.
Man, these accents. Really... well, I think they said yes.
Aye.
And did they go to Unterbaum?
Oh, yeah, aye. Yes, they did. They did that. Yep,
Are they
we
still
brought them up
there?
ourselves. As far as I know,
Yeah.
haven't come down that I've seen. I mean, I suppose
Great.
they could have come down in a barrel, but
I think it's more of a half thing. I don't see a human really making it, but down in a barrel. Anyway,
I can make it in a barrel. Yeah.
Like the
Dwarves and hobbits and barrels.
maybe it's
down
something we
rivers.
shouldn't try. Maybe it's,
Maybe
not
it's something. Yeah.
I've never seen anyone attempt it. I think it would be a
Oh.
sight to see. Oh, no,
Would be
it
a
wouldn't.
sight to
It would be
see.
great bloody mess. Well, possibly. Or possibly they just vanish. Did you think about
Not
that,
water.
Bridget? They might just
Probably just
plunge
vanish.
to the bottom and never be seen again. Oh, I suppose.
Most likely, yeah.
That's
You wouldn't see
possible.
any blood. There's so much rushing water, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would be pretty clean as far as. Yeah,
All
getting
right.
killed
So we're
goes.
gonna go over that, get in that dinghy and go.
Let's ding our way up the locks.
All right.
Ding
So
that.
you
Oh.
enjoyed the stew is reasonably nice, and then then Bridget comes and takes you over to the dinghy. It's just like a little more than a rowboat, right? The three of you pack in.
I want to
Do you need
before we go,
Yeah.
Paul, I want to grab my box of like equipment and bring it with us up.
What's
Nice.
what's
So anyone comes
describe,
down,
describe the box.
when he's
What's it
ready.
look like?
Yeah, so it's just like a big crate, right? That Indigo, like, I have to carry, like, my whole, like, it covers my whole torso, I
Excellent.
think. And it just rattles and clanks and dings and jostles and just makes just a crap load of noise.
Excellent. Is it completely sealed? Is it got a lid and all that? And
I think it's got a lid. It's probably not sealed because I go through it a lot.
Okay.
So if you look closely, you can see that it's fucking full of weapons.
You come clanking down with that, and Bridget says, "Oh, good, you've brought your things, have you? That's good."
Can't forget my luggage.
No, you mustn't. You mustn't. Well, not if you're going to be up there for any time like the time, I suppose. It's not much to add in the village. Oh, have you brought trade with the village? Have you brought some ironwork?
Oh. Did we? We're not?
No.
Renat says, I've brought some. I told you I would bring some rough iron to trade.
I thought you brought coal.
What? Coal? No, that
Oh, we
was...
brought
We
coal.
sold that.
Okay,
sold
whatever.
all
You
the
know
coal.
what? Okay, great. Never mind.
Let's
know,
leave
the ship.
Renat to go up and down the lock like 50 times over the course of a week to deliver all the ironwork. And let's go up first to scope it out.
Okay.
You should go up and make your deals. No need hauling all that iron up and down without if you haven't secured a seller.
Oh,
A buyer.
that's pretty smart too.
That's good on your noggin.
We're kind of new at this.
I can tell.
We don't know what we're carrying, and we don't know how to sell it.
You got all your things then. Get in. Let's go. She gets into the and she gets behind the horse and she just starts rowing. And you realize that she's kind of like an older lady, a little hunched, but man, she gets behind the oars and just you guys just take off.
Man.
And she kind of pulls the dinghy through further back into the cave, and then it lets out another little area that goes into a little streamlet. And you can see, indeed, that there's this series of locks that switch back and forth and work their way up a less severe slope, but still quite steep on their way up towards the higher area of the hills, where up near the top of the falls. Yeah, it's quite a sight. And it's actually a fairly enjoyable afternoon of just sort of sitting in this dinghy and watching the terrain roll by, and watch as you slowly get more and more high. Each time she enters a lock, she of course has to do the whole thing herself. She rows into the lock, throws a loop of rope over a post so that the dinghy won't drift away. Hops out, runs over, throws a wheel. Things change. The water starts to rise. She comes running back, hops back in the dinghy, pulls up the rope, waits for the water to rise, does it all again.
Wow.
She's clearly very well practiced at it. But it keeps her huffing and puffing as she goes.
I think they might eat people up here. Be careful.
What?
People. Why there? Look back in the moot. There was this legend about the hobbits who lived on the outskirts. Nobody went there. They didn't get many visitors, and everybody said it was because they ate people. Well, hobbits in that case. So it might be the same thing here. It turns out that was actually rumors about the Fine Bottoms. We didn't find out that for years, so we were scared of it for a long time. Turns out we were the ones who were eating people. So, but this might be actually it.
Eventually, you make it to the top. By the time the sun is starting to set, you at last get through the last of the locks, and you can see before you. You've risen up to the top, where you can see the falls. It's quite majestic looking. You can see the falls of the two rivers kind of joining in and turning into this twin set of falls that just pour down into the basin below. You can see perched there, fairly close to the falls, up on a jutting piece of land, you can see what appears to be a fairly well-appointed tavern. It has a jolly sign out the front of a picture of what appears to be the Twin Falls, and written in Reichspiel above it, for anyone who can read, it actually says something. The Roaring Falls.
Original.
Yep. You can see a small path leading from it further up the River Narn, and you can see in the distance, maybe a mile or so away, you can see the palisades of a small village.
Oh.
Killing and eating people.
So as the little dinghy comes rowing up towards the tavern, you can see a woman standing outside the tavern door, kind of watching her approach. She's got a big apron on. She has sort of big curly mop of red hair, and she's holding a mug, which she's just kind of habitually polishing. Standing behind her is a huge, hulking man, just very broad-shouldered, very tall, black, dark hair, slicked back, bright blue eyes.
The one who does the killing.
And they watch you approach.
Yeah, sizing us up.
Bryn, are you sure? And did you just say that you ate people?
No, that was the rumor. It wasn't true in that case, but it could be true in this case.
Okay.
See, it was a rumor about us, but we thought it was about other people. So it wasn't true. We didn't eat... No, we didn't... Right, just to be super clear, we didn't eat people.
Okay.
Did you eat hobbits?
No, hobbits are people. No, it's all people. No. We ate only normal things like mushrooms and sheep, mostly sheep. It was 90% sheep, 10% mushrooms. A little bit of garlic.
Whatever you say,
fans.
Bruno.
Oh, like that, the big guy, he's the one who does the killing, and then the redhead is the one who cooks us up.
You think so?
No.
Yes, pay attention. Be careful.
They've got very bright blue eyes. Look at those.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, bright from the killing.
As your dinghy pulls close to the rocky path, the rocky shore there of this little streamlet. Again, at one final time, you watch as Brigitte throws her hoop of rope over a post, pulls the dinghy to the shore. And she says, "Well, here we are. Come ashore." She comes up shore, and she just walks straight up the path towards the tavern. Kind of nods at the two who take a few steps down the path in your direction, and kind of the woman with the big mop of red hair greets you. "Oh, welcome to the Roaring Falls. Will you need one room or three?"
Just the one.
what?
Oh, very good.
We don't. Are you asking us to sleep in a tree?
No,
No.
We'll take the room inside, please. Yeah, one room inside. Yeah.
come on in. I'm Uta. This is
Oh,
Theo.
this is
Hi,
Uther.
Uta.
He just kind of
What's his
grunts.
name?
Theo.
Oh, hey. Oh, hello, Teo. Yeah.
Good day.
Oh, my God.
Come on in. Rest yourselves
Quick.
by the fire. I'll have supper on soon. You're a little early for the rush. Make yourselves comfortable. You head on into this tavern, and it looks quite cozy. In fact, the side of the tavern that faces the falls is just got several large windows, and you can see this just beautiful vision of the twin falls roaring behind you. A fair couple of tables scattered about, a nice jolly looking fire in the fireplace, and the faint smell of dinner cooking somewhere. As you come into the main room and look about and sort of take it all in, the place is fairly empty, but it's not long before other folk start to show up and start to take seats at apparently for supper. And one gentleman, fairly square-jawed, sandy-haired man, comes and just immediately claps you Indigo on the shoulder and says, "Oh, welcome to Unterbaum."
Oh, hello.
And he
Thank you.
grasps your hand and gives it a shake.
News.
"I'm Vorster. What do we call you then, sir?"
Oh, I'm Indigo, and these are my friends, Deborah and Bruno.
Deborah and Bruno, welcome to Unterbaum. I'm Vorster.
It's not.
It's a pleasure to have you here. It's always nice to see new
Entitlement.
folk. Come, sit
thank you.
yourself. Tell us of the wide
Yeah.
world. What have you seen? Where have you been? Come, sit.
I'm just going to go ahead and take this table here where my back's to the corner.
For sure.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, perfect.
Ah, yeah.
The
This is
world.
nice. The
Yeah.
world.
Oh, the
You
world
wanna tell
out
him?
there.
Brings you to our corner of the empire.
Oh, well, we heard great things about the falls, and obviously those were all true. This
it's a great sight.
spectacular
Yes.
sight.
Indeed.
I was going to
we're
perform a
also-
stunt where I go down the falls in a barrel.
Well, why would you do that? Surely it'll kill you.
Not surely, probably.
Would it?
Can't be sure. Can't be
What do
sure.
you think,
Padded
Ian?
barrel.
Oh, they'll definitely die.
It's a I bet they want that.
For what it's worth, he is a doctor, so...
Oh, is he then? Are you a doctor?
That is true.
Look, I've got this ting, and he starts to pull down his pants. I've got this ting on me
Now.
ass.
All right.
Could you take a
Yeah,
look?
let's see.
Take a look.
Let's see the
Tell
thing.
me,
Oh, yeah,
should I be
absolutely.
worried about it?
In a desperate attempt not to be eaten, Bruno is definitely into this.
Excellent, excellent. Roll me a surgery check, Bruno.
Disgusted.
I guess that's like a 13.
Okay.
Right?
It
This
looks
one where I'm adding my level. Yeah.
yeah. You think
Okay.
it looks like a benign mole, but it's a little scabby. He's probably been picking at it.
Oh, you
What'd you
gotta
take
stop
then?
picking at this.
What?
Yeah, it's
but an
just-
itch is a great deal.
Oh, do you want me to do a quick excision?
Well, sure. Have at it then.
Yeah. All right.
Right
Can
here.
you not do it over the
We're
table?
gonna have a
Just
drink.
not over
Go
the
somewhere
table.
else.
Off
Yeah.
the table.
A small crowd has actually gathered to watch. Oh, there
Ah.
he's going to cut off his whole arse. No, he's not. He's a
No,
doctor.
this is
He knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Look, clear away the dinner things first.
Right?
Let me just sterilize my surgery dagger here.
Oh, sterilize. That's a fancy word. What's that?
Oh, it means clean.
Oh, clean. No,
don't
that
wanna
sounds good.
dirty
That sounds
surgery,
good.
yeah.
Don't like to be stabbed with a dirty knife.
All right. Yes. Oh, you know what? This is a good chance to try out my new scalpel. I think it was kind of a scam, but it's just sort of a small knife, but it seems good for this kind of delicate work here.
Oh, excellent,
Let me
excellent.
give that a quick like that. There we go. All right.
Oh,
Roll me another surgery check, and you get a +2 for using a scalpel.
Yeah. So, I actually, it's like 23.
You expertly remove it. Oh, it didn't even hurt. You're done already. That's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, only a bit of the ass. I'll take that,
Oh.
and I'm just gonna dispose of this so nobody can eat it.
Oh, thank you very much. He slaps you
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on the background. Oh, it's very kindly of you. Let me buy your dinner for you. It's the least I can do.
Oh.
Uta, bring us around, and dinner when it's ready.
Oh, that's so nice. We're all vegetarians, by the way, so no meat, just the vegetables.
Really?
Hey,
I'm not a vegetarian.
yeah.
Yes.
I'll take whatever meat he doesn't eat.
All right. All right. Extra
I'll
steak
take
for the
whatever he
big one,
doesn't eat.
Uta, and extra veg for the wee one.
Yeah. I may as well just eat them all.
Eventually, they bring you out. Some meals, which are nice, home cooked, very rustic, but quite tasty. There's a good crowd here now for dinner. Verster here continues to sit with you and chat with you, and basically, kind of almost like hold court. Basically, everyone in the tavern seems very interested to hear about the newcomers and what's brought them, and this guy Verster is clearly very amiable and eager to hear about you and your travels.
I definitely give them the as written Bruno side of our travels thus far.
Really? Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. You tell them all about your exploits.
You know, I leave out the demon stuff, but otherwise, totally hyperbolic, overblown.
Great, great. Do you mention Atelka?
Does somebody stop me? It looks like I don't.
don't know.
I decided I gave a roll to that one, so it looks like I keep out Atelka or don't get up to it.
Okay, very good. Everyone seems to be very interested.
What's the least interesting part of our trip? That's probably what I linger on.
Very good.
Grissenwald.
Grisenball. I put most emphasis on the romantic exploits.
The romance of the scalpel figures prominently. You go into a whole thing about where you found the scalpel, you bought it from this woman, this that you met at a fair, and then you tracked her down across the empire. Everyone's hanging on it and is very excited by this story.
Excellent. Great.
So how long will you be staying in Unterbaum then?
Oh, well, a few days at least. We have to do some traveling up into the Barren Hills, though.
Up into the Barren Hills? What on earth would you want to go up there for?
We have there's this woman we're chasing after for a work thing. We got hired to deliver something to her.
This Elvira woman. She's here.
No. That's all in the past. I'm sorry. No, that's all in the past now.
Oh, I see.
Now I'm more of a lonely wanderer.
Tell me about this woman you're looking for.
Yeah, she's kind of fancy, wears a blue dress, kind of smells like perfume all the time.
Yes, she was here just a few weeks ago. She went up into the Barren Hills as well, didn't she?
Yeah,
she did. Wouldn't even take Corabreth's advice, she didn't. She just hauled off her and her men. They went up there weeks ago. Haven't seen hide or hair of them. Oh dear, that's not good. That's not
what
good.
Was Corabreth's advice? No.
What? Oh no, Corabreth's. He's a bit of a sort of the religious leader of our little community here, and he knows the place very well. You know, he travels about. He likes to gather herbs and the like, and pay homage to the lords of nature and such. Keeps us all safe. You know, he's one of the druids, don't you know?
What?
Aye. Perhaps you saw the great stones on your way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought those were just art.
No. They're for our protection.
Against what?
From
against chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, against
chaos. Yeah.
Aye. The druids built them. It's a huge circle of them around the area. It's meant to keep us safe from the powers of the chaos. This area, a long time ago, it was a blighted place, and nothing grew, and it was a terrible history of it. Corabreth knows the details. You could talk to him about it if you like, but his people built those stones and keeps us safe. So he tells us.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we should talk to him.
Yeah, that sounds great. This pie is delicious.
Isn't it then? Uta, excellent pie.
God, it's
Bring us another slice, love, won't you?
Give.
This is a really good pie.
Wait, what
Better
kind
than
of
the pies in Bogenhafen.
I think
What sort
this
of-
one
is that
might
a-
be a chicken.
kind of meat pie? Ooh.
Kind of poultry. Yeah, with some
Yeah, I
chicken
bet.
sausage. Yeah,
Long
look at it. It's
chicken,
got some
that's what they call
fennel.
it.
Got some
Long.
carrots. Not a long chicken. No one calls anything a long chicken. A long chicken is basically a turkey or an ostrich.
Ostrich. Bruno's just eating tons
Yeah.
of carrots or whatever.
Carrots, a lot of potatoes.
This is
Good
delicious.
wholesome, not people.
So were we going to mention the bowl?
I think to Corabreth, maybe? I don't know if we should just go. We can ask about it. What do you
How
think?
many? I think that's a good idea. Like, how big of an entourage did she have?
Oh, sorry. You're asking
Hey,
me.
buddy.
Yeah. Oh,
Hi.
hi. Vorster.
Oh, yeah, like
my
how-
name is Vorster.
Oh, hi, Voister. Voister. Hey,
Vorster.
so when the fancy lady came by, like, how many people did she take up there? I mean, was it enough to, like, make sure she's safe?
Oh, she had 3 men with her.
Yeah.
They had horses
Oh.
and looked like they were ready for a long journey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of gear.
Yeah.
They were well prepared, unlike yourselves. They had big
Oh,
coats
yeah.
and sleeping gear and tents and a whole lot
Is
of
it cold?
food, and they looked like they
Is
were
it
ready
cold
for
up
the
there?
long haul.
Oh.
It can get chilly out there at night. Up in the hills.
We've got this big crate.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that you've got some camping gear in there, have you?
No.
Uh,
No, we might have to pick
Something
some
to
up.
keep you warm at night.
Some of my
No.
other gear.
Oh.
Is there a place we could buy some of that gear in town?
Oh, I'm sure we could set you up with some things. I'll talk
That'd
to
be
Uta
great.
about it if you need.
Great. Great. Well, we need to go see Korabreath, right? We should go talk to him and get out of
Oh
this
yeah.
town.
Yeah.
See you around.
Oh, you want to speak to Quarterbreath? I could take
That
I
would
could
be
take you
great.
around his after dinner if you like.
Oh, that'd be great.
Ah, sounds lovely.
Not a problem.
I'm just gonna finish this delicious meat pie.
Excellent.
So good.
So you finish your meals, and afterwards you head outside of the tavern. It's starting to grow dark. Vorster, as he comes out, lights a pipe. Has a little smokes his pipe.
Ooh.
Do you have a pipe? He holds up his tobacco pouch. Oh,
Great question.
have a pinch. Have a
She
pinch.
just reaches into one of her many weird pockets. Yeah. always here for a free one.
Oh, excellent.
Here we go.
It's good enough.
stuff.
It's good enough stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's take
This
a
is
walk, shall we?
nice.
Let's take a walk. We'll just have to pop down into town.
Right.
What a breath in town.
Yeah.
He's doing his rounds
Okay.
tonight. So
Rounds of what?
he visits the older folk, makes sure that they have all the things they need.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Oh yes, he watches over the flock quite closely. So you walk. It's maybe a mile down into town. It's getting later in the evening. As you head into the town, you can see there's this wooden palisade that kind of surrounds it. It can't be more than a couple dozen houses. They look fairly rustic and small. There's not a lot of movement. You see a lot of lights in the houses. Clearly, most folk are home, tending to their meals or preparing themselves for sleep before getting up in the morning. You assume mostly probably farmers. You saw a lot of farmlands around the outside of the palisades. You saw a fair number of pigsties and sheep pens. But as you head down in the streets, as you start making your way, Forster, of course, he just points things out. Oh, that's my house over there, and that's right. This is where my granddad met my grandmom, and he's just like showing you the sights
Oh,
as
man,
they
I
were.
wish he'd just kill us and eat us already.
And eventually, coming out of one small cottage, you see a man in long gray robes. He has thick black hair. He's holding a large basket that seems to be filled with all kinds of breads and vegetables and such like. And as he comes up, he looks up to you, and Vorster says, "Oh, it's the man himself, Corbreath. These are my new friends, Bruno and Deborah and Indigo." "Oh, aye.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi there.
Welcome to
Nice to
Unterbaum.
meet you.
And what brings you here?
We have this letter, right? Yeah.
Oh, a letter? From someone in town?
Oh yeah. Well,
for
for Corbett,
you.
actually.
Oh, for me, is
Yeah.
it? Hold the light, would ya? He opens up the letter and he starts scanning it. Oh, you know the father up there in Grissenwald, do you? Oh, Sigilda. How's she doing? Is she all right? How's her mum?
She's
She's
great.
great. She's doing
Prolonged
doing
her
great.
excellent.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, well, he then folds it up and sticks it in his pocket. Well, it seems you've got some good friends there in Kemperbad. There, some good folk there at the Temple of Sigmar. I've traded letters with the father there for many years. Always happy to help a friend of the father's. So,
Oh, great.
what is it you're looking for? Well, Vorster, here, well, take this. He hands the basket over to her. Take this over to old Lady McCullens, would you? All right, sir. All right. He takes the good night to yous, and he heads down the path.
Good night. Yeah.
Orbreath says, "So what's this? You're going to the Devil's Bowl, is it?"
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
And why on earth? Why on earth would you go to such a place?
Well, we're following
There's
someone
this
else
lead.
who's going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lady there who's up to no good, and then we think that she's going to try to find some kind of object that might bring about mutants.
Mutants.
Aye, that sounds about right to me. I saw her come through here weeks ago. She didn't want to talk to me. No doubt because she knew I could smell the death on her.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
smelly, so stinky.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's super smelly. That's why she has all that perfume, because she's actually rotting.
Actually, we have all the perfume now, but that's a long story.
Well, come along. You can stay at my house tonight. We'll prepare ourselves.
Oh.
We'll set out at first light. Come with me.
Oh,
You're going to come with us.
I got it.
Oh, you'll die if I don't come with you.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Die
need to
up there in
stack
the
up.
hills. I couldn't allow it.
Yeah,
not for good Sigmar fear and folk like yourselves.
Well, that's very nice of
You're
you.
so kind.
We
I
need to
gotta,
stack
I gotta
up
run
on
back
the
to the inn. I got a big
That's far
crate.
away. Come with me. Come with me. I
Well,
won't
and
hear
I
of
got
it.
it. I got the
No, I
box
won't hear of
I
it.
need to-
I don't want to hear of it. Come along.
No, I need to get. Well, I'll get it in the morning then.
All right. In the morning. He's just trudging along, and he heads to a small house just on the very edge of the village, and it looks quite small. It looks like it's going to be quite cozy if you stay here with him
Oh
tonight.
boy.
But as you go, he tells you a story. So, the Devil's Bowl, is it? You know, many generations ago, there was a great, powerful event that happened here. Beings of chaos poured out of their vile wastelands to despoil the land and gather souls for their despicable gods.
Oh.
It was a dark time, I tell you. Even the vault above conspired with them. For days, the sky screamed and the chaos moon howled and spat its evil upon the land.
Oh, you've a chaos spirit. Yeah.
Casp.
Yes, it was my ancestors, the druids of old, who built the stone circle around the places where its foul exploitations landed. It was barely enough. The land up there has been blighted for generations, and around the Devil's Bowl, that's where the largest pieces landed. Strange, unnatural growths have appeared. Now I fear evil things lurk in the hills, waiting for the time for them to rise up and come again against the men of the land.
Oh. So what's preventing
Wow.
them from coming around?
Just the magic of the stones that protects us, that the ancestors built.
And that's
But
like
something's
well-
a brewing. I can tell.
Yeah.
I smell it on the wind.
that's probably just her.
Oh no, she's drawn to it like a fly to shit.
Oh,
Gross.
Shit. Well, that's
Yeah.
a very disturbing story, but quite well told.
Aye.
So have you seen anything that's so like the things that are growing out of it? Is it like plants, rocks?
Oh, you'll see in time. You'll see.
Oh God, have you seen something? Have you
What's
seen
that?
it? Have you?
Oh, I've seen
Have
it.
you
I
seen
range about. I keep.
Oh.
I must tend to the stones, and keep
Oh.
the land free from those who like that
Yeah.
woman. Whatever it is she's up to, it can't be good.
And you've
I've been
got
thinking
other
about. I've been
druids.
thinking about going up there to find her for many days now, and now that you've arrived, it's clearly time. It's good. It's good.
You
I'm
got
glad
it.
to have some folk with me to keep me company, listen to me stories, and maybe protect
Right.
me should things come out in the night.
oh
We are
yeah.
experienced monster hunters.
Are you indeed?
Yeah.
Kind of our
Good.
trade. You know?
Excellent.
You know? So just nobody here, if you were to say, if I were to say shop around for some human meat around here, would
What?
anybody be selling that? You know?
Human meat. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
What? What? Are you sure you're here to destroy chaos and not worship it like a good underling?
Bruno's just
just
kidding around. He's such a joker about the old
no,
hills
I'm
and the
totally
humans.
serious.
No, you're not. You're joking around, Bruno.
Dead serious. I'm not a cop or anything, so...
So there's other druids, right? Though, like that help you with these stones. So like,
No, it's
if
just
bad
me.
were to... Great. So you're
Just
the only
me, I'm
egg in the
afraid.
basket.
Well, there's not a lot of folk up here that live up here at all. It's not the best place to live. The land is difficult to work, especially that with the blight.
How do you
does
keep
seem
the rocks? How do you keep the rocks doing what the rocks do?
Well, I say some prayers. I keep the land clear and free.
Okay.
Right. If there was some kind of, like there was a famine, that would probably be pretty tough up here, right?
I'm gonna hit Bruno. Just give him a
You know
hit in the back of the head. Bruno, shut up! Shut up about the cannibals. Nobody's a cannibal here. Oh my gosh.
So,
Because I were getting pretty hungry. All right.
You know what? You stop it. Fine.
well, and at this point, you've arrived in his cottage, which is really just this small 2-room cottage. And he's puttering about as you talk, and he's packing things up, putting food into packs, rolling up blankets, generally looking like he's getting ready to leave for a long time.
How long is the trip up to the bowl?
Well, how good are you with a paddle?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
good.
I'm not into that.
Well,
Wait, if you... What?
Like on a boat,
Wait, that really
yeah.
depends on what kind of paddle. Yeah.
it shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're completely inept in a canoe, and then, well, maybe longer.
That's a funny word.
Probably not that. Yeah. We're probably fine. Okay.
All right. Well, you best get some shut-eye. We'll be heading off at first light.
Right.
He throws
All
a
right.
blanket at each of you.
Guy in charge now. We don't take orders from him.
Just
At some
snuggle
point,
up, Buttercup.
I want to sneak out and run back to the inn to fetch my box.
Excellent.
Oh man! All right. I also intend on sneaking out.
I'm gonna sprawl out on the floor with all the blankets.
Excellent. You sprawl out. In fact, not difficult to sneak out. Core breath as soon as he rolls up into his bedding, just starts snoring like a buzzsaw. And,
Great.
and those of you who want to sneak out have no problem. You head back to the inn, and in fact, Indigo, as you're gathering your things, you look around the inn, and you're like, "This is much nicer." It would seem like a much more pleasant place to stay tonight than Core Breath's hut.
We already paid for a room. I could just wake up really early and meet Corbett at his cottage. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Indigo says this all out loud as he's digging through his various swords in his box.
Excellent.
Yeah, Indigo's gonna stay here
Very good. Bruno, what do
and
you
try to
do?
wake up before light.
I am going to go out to attempt to find some kind of dead rat or mouse, some kind of small dead vermin.
Interesting. Give me, let's see. I will take I guess, intelligence test? Is that what I want? Yeah, give me an intelligence test to see if you find something.
Oh no, that's good. 16.
Okay, with a little hunting, the tavern itself is kept relatively clear, but with a little hunting around the village, you eventually find a small vermin of some kind. Actually, seems like maybe it's a dead chipmunk.
Oh, even better. Much nicer animal. I'm going to try to find some clear, semi-lit place, like kind of outside of town, and I'm going to take a stab at using these books to bring the chipmunk back to life. It's good to start small here.
Excellent. All right.
Wow. How could this go badly?
I can't think of how.
Roll me, just roll me an intelligence test.
I was pretty good at finding the chipmunk. Maybe I'll be pretty good at this. Oh my god, 20. Maybe I should have been bad at this.
Was
Maybe it would have been
was that a natural 20 or?
It was a 19, but I have +1.
Wow. Okay.
Do my intelligence.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
You attempt to follow the instructions in the book. You find a place. You sort of maybe halfway between the tavern and the town. You go off the path a little bit. It's fairly dark, but there's a little bit of starlight and a little bit of moonlight, and you're like, that's probably good enough. You don't really want to be seen. You set out a flat rock. You place the corpse of the chipmunk there.
Because it'll be so cool when I do it. I want to make sure everybody sees it when it's good, not when it's wrong or anything.
There's some stuff. There's some elements in the instructions that you don't have on hand. Like you're supposed to have some kind of candles that you don't have, and you sort of like make do with what you can. It definitely seems like there's some steps you feel like you took some shortcuts on.
Great. No problem
then,
taking shortcuts, restoring life to the dead.
Yeah. Well, it definitely feels like there's materials. There's some incense that you should be burning that you don't have on hand. So you like light a pine cone on fire. You do your best. You do your best to kind of sub in whatever you can.
The pine cone, I spritz some of Vitelka's.
There you go. There you go. And a strange greenish light starts to shine. At first, for a moment, you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's happening! It's working! I'm bringing this chipmunk back to life." And you're like, "Where's that light coming from?" You look up into the sky, and you can see Morsleib has emerged and is casting a greenish light down and filling the space that you're in a kind of a pale greenish light. And you swear, as you look up out of the corner of your eye, you swear you see the chipmunk's leg twitch. And you look back, and it's not moving.
Great.
And that's all the progress you make for the evening.
Feeling good about that, I go back to the hut.
Excellent. Okay. Yeffy and Bruno are awoken in the morning, bright and early, by the clanging of pots and pans as Corbreath rushes about, making last-minute preparations and cooking some kind of fairly unappetizing smelling and looking gruel, which he prepares on you, or foists on you for breakfast. And he could see he's bringing packs and tents and shit all out. Like, it's clearly like you're looking at all these bags he's got, and you're like, wow, he's prepared not only for himself, but like it looks like he's got stuff for you guys as well. And he's bringing it out, and he's got two large canoes hauled up on the ground alongside the side of the hut, and he's tossing stuff into them. Well, you're really prepared. That's a lot of canoes. Well, we need supplies, and there are four of us now. So I borrowed my neighbor's canoe. It'll be fine.
Oh, that's nice. It just seems like it might be hard to row two canoes with just one person, right?
Well, there's four of us.
I see. By a paddle, you mean? Okay.
Aye.
Yep.
There's no free rides in the canoe.
No. It's just Yeffy and I are very, kind of squat here. Indigo, though, wherever he is a real big, strong man. Where is Indigo?
Where is that lad? Indigo, roll me willpower test.
Oh, God.
Indigo's going to be eaten. I knew it.
16.
Okay, so you managed to wake up early in the morning. You're like, yep, okay, lovely bed, really nice, very comfortable, warm, cozy, very pleasant. You get up, you're like, okay, well, I got to get down there. He said first light, so it's bright and early. You're coming up. But when you get down to the common room, you find the smells of breakfast are too tempting to give up. You smell bacon cooking. There's some kind of like spiced potatoes. There's nice eggs, and you meet Teo actually sitting at one of the tables eating what appears to be breakfast. He looks up. He goes, "Oh, you're up early. You want your breakfast?"
Yeah. Morning.
You want eggs or porridge?
Porridge, I suppose. I'm doing a lot of traveling.
All right.
And while I'm talking, I think Indigo probably brought a lot of his stuff downstairs, and so he's packing away just a whole suit of armor and a gigantic two-handed sword, and he's trying to bundle it up together.
Excellent.
Oh,
in one sort of
man.
package.
You're trying to bundle things up, trying to go quickly. Teo comes back out with this nice big bowl of piping hot porridge, and he's got like a little cup of fruit and a little bowl with like some brown sugar in it. Here you go. Enjoy, sir.
Oh, this is so nice. Thank you.
Aye. You sure you don't want some bacon?
Yeah. I mean, how long is it going to take? I really got to go meet.
Not long. Won't be but a minute.
Put a couple extra slices for him in there too. I'll wrap him up and bring him over.
Aye. Back at Corbreath's hut, he's loaded up the canoes. They're all ready to go. He walks up to the prow of one, kind of hoists it up a little bit, looks back, and he says, "Well, we should get going, but there's not. Well, we need all four of us to carry these two canoes.
Yeah.
Who's riding with me?"
Yeffy, they killed an 8 Indigo. It happened.
Nah, he's too big. It would take too long. It'd take too long.
There were like 20 people in that inn. They killed and ate him. They're eating him right now. They're probably making indigo bacon, indigo hash, and probably cutting up some indigo steaks for later tonight.
He probably had to go get his things.
You hear?
He probably got killed and eaten.
You hear clank, 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 and this rattle as Indigo comes running down with this huge bundle of armor and weapons and shit.
Indigo.
Sorry I'm late. It took a while to get all my stuff together.
Right.
He's
Right.
not dead.
I checked kind of surreptitiously trying to make sure no one sliced off any bits of Indigo's butt or anything here.
And while I'm
Seems
packing up all my
fine.
stuff, I'll slide a couple of slices of bacon to Yeffy and Bruno.
Excellent.
It's
What the
not-
heck is this?
Oh, wait! You don't eat that, do you, sweetie? Oh, give me
yeah, sorry,
that.
Bruno.
I
Oh dear.
How dare you bring this bacon? That could be your butt bacon. That's what I thought. I thought we were going to eat Indigo.
so tasty.
bacon.
Butt bacon.
Really
He's
good.
actually really good with the gruel.
What? The gruel? The gruel's probably
Yeah.
flavored with people hair. I don't
No,
know. I don't know how they do it.
It's fruit.
So who's going with the old guy?
Probably Indigo. You wanna hop on up there, right? Can get the rowing power in
sure.
the front.
If you two can paddle a boat by yourselves, that's fine.
We can probably do that. I'm feeling a little weak, having not eaten any protein in a couple of days. But I still not a cannibal.
You're not a cannibal.
I know.
That bacon was delicious.
Oh, I bet it was butt bacon.
So good.
Oh,
So good.
yeah. Now you'll never get the taste of human flesh out of your mouth. You'll crave it. That's how it works.
Pretty sure it's normal bacon, Bruno.
As Bruno says that, a dead chipmunk falls out of his pocket.
What is that? Why do you have that in your pocket?
Nothing. He gave the corpse.
So starved for protein, he's eating chipmunks.
Jeez.
Man.
All right, well, Bruno,
Okay.
I'll get in the canoe. I guess it's you and me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
So Indigo and Corbreath grab the front and back of one canoe, and Yeffy and Bruno grab the smaller one, and you start hauling them over to the river. And they're quite heavy because they're all packed with gear, and they kind of scrape along the road a little bit as you walk.
Yeah.
But you get there, and you feel like your arms are dead tired by the time you finally make it to the river and kind of push them in. But you're clearly here on the upper stir the upper Narn, I should say. And you push the two canoes into the Narn, and you begin to paddle upriver. And at this point, it looks fairly idyllic. You are pushing through hills. There are copses of trees here and there. It's still pretty early in the morning. A little bit of mist rises up off of the river, which is fairly calm at this point. And you begin making your way upriver. And it's not too hard to control the canoes. You get used to it eventually.
We're totally out of sync in the back canoe.
You just wobble, just swerve.
Why are we turning around? Stop!
Stroke.
Next time, one of us has to convince Indigo to be with one of us. Jeebers.
It was pretty cool when we attacked that goblin fort. Right? It was pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sort of ate that one.
That was.
We didn't even need him to go for that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really. I liked it. That was good.
Are you
did really. Fine. I'm fine. What?
Okay.
Why did you have that smoke in your pocket?
Well, it was alive when I put it into my pocket. That sounds worse. It's been dead the whole time.
Are you okay? Do you maybe need to eat some eggs? Because eggs definitely are protein, but not people, right? Is that right? Actually, I have no idea what an egg is really made of. It's some kind of miracle, delicious, golden juice bird dropping.
Yeah. Are you? Are you experiencing? Are you feeling like fuzzy in your mind or anything? Because that can be a sign of having consumed human flesh.
No, but you know what? Ever since we left Kemperbad, I'm really mad that we let Orlok into the hotel. What were we thinking? Why would we do that? Why did we do that? That was a bad idea. Why do?
That's true.
He could have eaten us.
I thought he was going to make us into vampires so we could fight evil better.
Is that really what you want for now? You want to become a vampire?
Well, it just feels like we've kind of been hitting our heads against the walls, both in the realm of monster hunting and romance. And by we, I guess I mean me. But I assume you two have been having your own struggles. And it seems like maybe we could use a boost, like being immortal vampires. Maybe that's a goal, Strive for something like, killing. It's just the person has stopped rowing like this. So it's completely fine.
This river's gotten a lot harder.
All right.
It's just. It's weird that you said you don't want to be a cannibal, but you want to be a vampire. That's all. It's a little strange.
I hadn't realized. I guess there is sort of a... Feels like if you're a vampire, you drink blood, but you're not a human anymore, so it's cool? I don't know. That's
I just don't want to have sex with Orlok. So that's my downer, right?
Part of it. That can't be. I feel like that's an Orlok thing. I feel like they probably can make vampires without any sex.
Okay. I don't know how that worked.
I really thought it was
paddling?
Just like a fight. Oh, right, paddle. Yes, sorry. Yep.
Now, there we go. There we go. Here we go. It's going faster now. All right.
Yeah, I think if we both stopped, Indigo and Cora Breath would just pull us along.
I don't think our canoes are attached.
The canoes are not attached in any way.
We got behind them.
They're two
behind them and attached
together. Oh, man.
If we attached a rope for now.
We don't have
next
to
time. Like if we paddle off.
No, just
and then when they look back, when they look back at us, we just start paddling.
And
they'll think we're mad.
Okay. Tomorrow's gonna be easy peasy, just eating eggs on the river all day. Yeah.
No, easier. God.
So, in fact, you have plenty of time to to make good on your plan here. It takes you several days of paddling upriver. As you go, you can see the landscape changes dramatically. It is not long before you leave behind the imperial oaks, and you start to see strange, warped and twisted looking trees, more sparse than before, often missing their leaves, groves of dead and dying trees, and more open, empty, desolate looking land. Soon the trees and just the rocks seem to be occasionally dotted with obscene growths of red and purple fungus.
Oh, man.
The air becomes dead and still and has an odd smell to it, like an almost kind of phosphorus kind of smell. And at night, as you make camp, you can see the light of Morslebe shines even brighter with its pale green, sickly glow.
Somebody's got to do something about that moon.
Yeah.
Somebody.
It's always like this up here in the hills. The closer we get to the bowl, the worse it becomes. You'll see its face in another night or two, I think.
Its face.
Oh, aye. Morsleeve's face has a great, nasty, gnarled, lumpy face with a huge potato of a nose.
Oh.
We've seen it before. In Bogenhofen.
Yeah.
Aye, it comes out from time to time in other lands, but here, above the bowl, it's always out.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's bad. This
It's
doesn't
not
seem
like
like a
that.
good place.
Why haven't the wizards done anything about that moon?
What should they do? Besides curse their
Oh.
fate to have to live under its deathly stare.
Couldn't they, like, destroy it or something?
Destroy the moon! Are you mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Both moon, just more sleep.
But look, how could you even reach it? It's so far away.
With
Magic? They're wizards. They can figure it out.
Aye, wizards are not as great as you build them up to be, my lad.
Wizards don't seem to be good for anything.
No. Best put your faith in the gods.
Gods. They have not been super helpful either.
Oh, have they not? Have they not, indeed? The gods, the gods of the druids have kept this place safe for all these years. And just now, as it seems chaos is turning against me, Sigmar himself has sent me 3 mighty warriors.
Yay.
Indeed.
Can't wait for them to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, that is,
What?
Certainly has sent you 3 individuals willing to go on this crazy trip. Great. I guess it's a good thing we brought our own food.
Oh, you don't eat anything up here. It's a foul place. Don't touch
I
any
do
of
want
it.
to sample these mushrooms or
Don't
whatever.
do that. Don't do that.
I'm not going to eat them. I'm just going to take a little piece
Nope,
here.
don't
for-
do that either. I definitely don't recommend it. It's bad for you.
Okay. As soon as Core Breath isn't looking, I grab some of the mushrooms.
Okay, great. You
Enough
head over
of that.
there, you take a little sample of the mushrooms, make me a willpower test, please.
Oh, son of a bitch. I thought they were normal red mushrooms. Damn it. Core Breath is right.
Just told you.
Oh,
I can't tell if this is Max not being genuinely surprised, or Bruno being genuinely surprised.
10. I got a 10.
Great. Gain a point of corruption, please. You have a piece of chaos-infused mushroom. You can put that in your inventory.
Can't wait. Happy to put that chaos infused shroom. Awesome. Great. And what's sort of the threshold on corruption points for bad stuff happening?
6 points. Tell me when you
Plenty.
hit 6. Okay.
Plenty left to go. Plenty in the bag.
What do you got there, Max? 5?
4. So I can take
Great.
2 more. Well, 1 more. As a halfling, I'm highly resistant to mutation and chaos, though. According to the version of the rulebook that I have, which is not the one we're using. So,
Excellent. You feel confident you'll be fine. You spend 4 days traveling upriver, paddling.
Oh.
It's slow going. Turns out, you discover Indigo on the 3rd day that your canoe is pulling the other canoe attached by a rope, and that no one seems to be paddling back there.
We're just you look around and we're just eating eggs. You got tons of eggs back here.
These eggs are so good.
Definitely,
Oh,
when
there you
Indigo notices that, I'm just gonna unhook the rope and just watch the other canoe. Just stare them down.
Slurping down. Hey, did we stop moving?
We're slowly adrift. Oh no! Indigo, remove the rope! Oh, God.
Indigo!
What? I can't hear you. You're so far away.
Hear us. He can
Come
hear us.
get closer.
Looks like
Where
the
did I
egg
put my
party's
paddle?
over. Yeah, where's the
You see,
the paddles are all dusty somehow. Yeah. Well, we got 2 or 3 good days out of it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It was worth it. He'll cool down in a couple days.
as you continue, the river becomes shallower and faster moving. There are some small stretches of rapids that you find you have to navigate. Minor falls or blockages where you have to pull the canoe over to the side and portage. Sometimes you hear a distant crashing sound, and you look about and assume it just must be some deadfall off in the woods somewhere.
Spooky.
But as you proceed, as you get higher up in the hills, trees become much less frequent. Stretches of badlands punctuated by meadows of grass. But the grass is strange. It seems to be an almost luminescent green color that ripples and moves. But much to your surprise, you realize that the air is still dead and still.
Oh man.
That's not a good sign. Are we going to canoe through that?
This is what you're seeing on the sides, on the banks, because you're staying in the
No,
river. Yeah.
I know, Paul. You have to
You do
use
not-
being
oh.
a dork.
Very good.
Yeah, you have to
No,
use...
no!
I'm
Don't
glad
be,
the grass is
don't be
really
daft! You don't canoe through the grass.
Hey,
What?
It's like water.
Poor breath.
But see up here, we are going to have to go the rest of the way by foot up here. So it's about the middle of the day on the 4th day, and as he points upstream, you can see that the river, that there's a somewhat taller falls, and it just seems like more rock than water, honestly. Like the water has just become so shallow, and the rocks so steep that there's just water kind of falling down. It almost looks like just like a wet cliff face. I said, we'll have to, up there at the falls, we'll pull the canoes off to the side and load up our packs and walk the rest of the way. We should be there by the end of the night.
Okay.
I mean, by the
All
night. I mean to say.
All right.
Great.
Let's see.
Well-
Oh, Patches, I'm glad you came too, buddy. Come on.
Oh, you brought a pack dog. That's good.
Oh, of course he did. Didn't you notice he was here the whole time? He was in our canoe, sleeping.
Oh,
Yeah, wasn't
I thought-
helping out at all with that paddling,
I thought I
Yeah, that's
felt.
why we were going so slow.
I thought I felt someone licking me face in the middle of the night, but I assumed it was the halfling.
That could have been anybody. There's no reason to assume that could have been anybody.
Could have been anyone.
That could
But it
have.
was Patches. Or Bruno.
So you pull the canoes to shore and load up your packs on your back. And you big backpacks heavy with sleeping rolls and
Oh my goodness.
and extra food, and you begin hiking through the Badlands. And
Oh man. Can't find a way to
Just-
make Indigo do all the work while we're walking.
Indigo, you want to carry me in your backpack?
I would, but I got a bunch of armor in there right now. No room, sorry.
Indigo looks like he's already got somebody on his back there.
Yeah.
As night begins to fall, and you start to worry that it is getting a bit late, and you can see the green light of Morsleep shining from above, and as you look up, you think you actually can perhaps see the face in the bright light of Morsleep. You see it shines down on a place in front of you, just maybe a half mile off. That appears to be a circle of standing stones around a placid pool of water. And Corbreath points and says, "There it is."
Oh, that's really spooky. Are those druid stones?
Aye, that they are.
Oh.
What's in the water?
What?
That's the bowl. You know, it used to be just a pit, but it's gathered rainwater over the years.
Oh. Do we see any sign of, like, Atelka or anyone else around here?
Roll me an intelligence test.
Well, we should have been looking all the time, I guess.
You do not. You do not.
Okay. Maybe someone who's better at tracking could take
Yeah,
a
I'll look around.
gander.
I'll look specifically around where we walked up to see if I see any tracks.
Go ahead. You can use
It
your
looks like
tracking
someone
skill.
else. 12?
Okay, you think you can just faintly make out on the far side of the pool, you think you can make out a faint twinkling light, and you can see, it looks like maybe just the dying embers of a campfire there on the far side.
I'll, like, point that out to everybody. Looks like a fire.
Art's Titleman. I mean, Atelka.
Yeah. Should we go tonight or wait until morning?
I don't know.
We should
Are
really
they
see it.
asleep now?
We see it now, so we should probably look at it. Right?
All right.
Like figure out where they are and who they are.
Sneak, though. We should be sneaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Indigo will draw his giant two-handed sword. Ready.
Yeah. Sneaky.
Excellent.
Maybe put the
Oh, this is
pack
heavy.
down.
Does it look like she's gone into the bowl?
I mean, it's at this point you're a half mile from this thing, and the twinkling light is on the far side, so you haven't gotten nearly close enough to figure out what's going on. But is that what you want to do? You want to try and get closer?
Yeah.
We leave our stuff here. Okay.
Well,
Okay,
we'll
let's
leave
put
in
the
the
packs-
canoe.
What's the
We
plan
want-
here? You want me to? You want to set camp here? We might
Yeah,
it
we'll
might
set
have
the
more
camp-
shelter. He points out, might have more shelter in the lee of one of the stones.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go to one of the lee of the stones.
That lady we were chasing, she's kind of right up there right now.
Oh, is she?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's... Well, right, unless there's someone else making fires around this evil bowl.
He looks over at it. Oh, that. Are you sure that's a campfire? It could be.
No.
Might be a campfire.
We're going to go check it out.
Aye, all right.
Yeah.
But we could make camp near one of these stones if you think it's safer.
Well, we could. I could make. Yeah, and again, just a reminder, you're still like half mile away from the site.
Yeah.
Right. So he said, I could make camp right here if you want, or we could walk the half mile, and I could set up the tents there in the lee of the stone.
Let's
It'll be a little
do-
a little bit of shelter should any rains come or such.
Let's sneak over there and see who it is first, and if it really is her campfire, then we can figure out. And if it's not that, we can just camp by the stones.
All right. So leave all our things here, and all of us go over. That's the plan.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna come too. Are you sneaky?
Oh,
You're kind of.
I'm as quiet as a cat in a wheat field.
That's pretty
Wait,
quiet.
are cats very quiet in wheat fields, or notoriously?
Do you need a weapon?
What would a
I
cat
have a
be
spare
doing in a
cord.
field?
No, I've got. He pulls out of his pack a cudgel.
Nice, the shillelagh. Great.
Oh,
Let's go.
okay. All right, so the four of
man.
you start to you leave the majority of your gear just here in a heap, and the four of you creep your way across the open land towards the rocks, and then start to circle around towards where you can see the campfire. Who is taking the lead?
Is anyone here actually good at this?
I'm not very
Yeffy?
So there's no like stealth skill that I have found.
Correct.
So there's just my contortionism where I could like make my end disguise. So I can make myself look like a rock, and then make myself look like a rock again, and get closer and closer like a weirdo. And I'm also very agile.
I mean,
So,
there
like,
is
this is
there is a skill called stealth. Just there is a but
there is?
remember the way yes, but remember that the way skills work in this game is that it's just a bonus to a stat roll. So it's basically you're going to be making agility tests. There are some of the rogue classes that have access to skill stealth for what that's worth.
so. But Charlatan doesn't have that.
Okay.
Is there a way for me to obtain that later?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to find stuff that's out of class or out of career, I'm always willing to find ways, right? Like I allowed Indigo to eventually take Fearless. Was it Fearless? Yeah. So if there's a sensible way for you to learn a skill, yeah, I'm willing to let you go out of career.
Does anybody have
Okay, cool.
better than +1 agility?
I don't even have
Got
that.
this one.
Okay, I guess either me or Yeffy then.
I'll just do it. I'll sneak around.
Okay.
It's okay. Like I said, I'm a rock.
Okay, just
And
it seems
now
very
I'm a
dangerous.
cactus.
Okay, you're not. Okay, you're just making. Okay, okay, let's go.
Mutant cactus. I'm stealthy, okay?
All right, let's all sneak behind Yeffy. Here we go.
All right.
I actually don't know what I'm whispering if my mic picks it up.
Yeffy, go ahead and make me an agility test. How'd you do?
7.
7. Excellent. Okay.
Yep. That's what I got to roll.
Great. So you start making your way carefully. You make your way fairly close to these first couple of rocks that are kind of close, and you start circling around clockwise around the pool in front of you, which is very still. As you get closer to that site, you can see indeed that there is a small campfire, or the remains of one, because it's definitely burnt down to just little more than glowing embers. And you can see 3 shadowy figures, kind of one kind of sitting on a rock, kind of just facing into the fire, or the low burning embers of the fire, and then 2 forms that are just kind of laid out on the ground, looks like probably sleeping around it. Yeffy, roll me an intelligence test.
11.
Okay. So, definitely looks to you like 3 mercenaries. You don't see any signs of a woman. You don't see a Telka. You do see, let's see, an 11. You do see that in the shadows near where they're sitting, kind of close to one of these rocks, is a tent.
Okay. There's 3 guys up there at a tent. I think a Telka might be hiding as a rock.
She's probably in the tent.
What?
She's probably in the tent because she's so
That's a
fancy.
good idea.
You know? Yeah.
As you guys have this hushed whispering, suddenly the man who's sitting by the fire stands upright quickly and starts scanning around.
Shh, Patches, shut up. I'm gonna get down on the ground. Lay flat.
Flat.
Shh,
You
Patches,
hear-
shut up.
You hear a voice gently carry across from the opposite shore of this water. What is it? What is it? Is that a dog? Do I hear a dog?
Oh no.
Get up, you fools! Get up! He starts kicking the other two forms. Get up! Get ready! There's something out there.
Ah, it's bacon I left in my pocket. He's smelling the bacon. Damn it, Patches.
Okay. What if we convince them that we're like chaos creatures? Right? They're gotta be pretty afraid of that.
Maybe, unless they're like into mutants.
Ah, they probably are into mutants. Mutants.
We could try to talk to them.
What? No. I mean, I guess. I think we should just kill
Isn't
them.
that what you just suggested?
No, scare them up.
Okay. Are we scaring them or are we talking to them? Quick decision. Split
Does it
decision.
look like they're coming around to us?
They are rousing themselves. So clearly, two of them were kind of like in bedrolls, and they're getting up. And you see one of them putting on some armor, and you see another one like picking up a shield.
Okay, what about this? Watch which way they go around the lake, or the bowl, and we walk around the other way until we get to Atelka's tent when they're not there, and then we hold her hostage. I sneak into her tent and we get her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could try to distract them. Well, you two do that. You're much quieter than I am. I'll just make a lot of noise.
Okay, it seems dangerous. Are you sure? What if you fight them? I guess you
I'll
have
just
to
make a lot of noise and then you can come and see.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so
Okay.
we're gonna crawl along in the opposite direction. You stay here and distract them, and don't
Yeah.
die. 'Cause I
I'll
can't do
try my
anything about
best.
that yet. Okay, yeah,
What?
nothing.
Patches.
Yeah.
Patches, go with Indigo. Be brave.
Yeah.
Go on.
Thanks, Patch.
All right, what's happening? What are you doing?
So
One-
go ahead. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so Indigo is going to walk around the bowl and like just be kind of in the open, and he's going to start talking to these guys.
Okay.
While Yeffy and Bruno sneak around in the opposite direction to get to the tent while they're distracted.
I see. And what do I do?
Oh, you're with me, Corbett.
All right.
Also part of the
They're
distraction.
servants of chaos, and we have to fight them.
I'm ready.
But they
Alright,
could
so
just be mercenaries. So
Very good. So you and Corbett start walking around in the open.
yeah.
Yeffy and Bruno start sneaking around. Yeffy, roll me another agility test.
This is a good plan.
15.
Excellent. Two of you are
Nice.
sneaking the far way around. Indigo, as you start getting closer to the camp, you can see now there's definitely three men in various bits of armor and with weapons out, and kind of watching you approach. And as they start to make you out, one of them calls out, "Who's that? Who goes there?"
Hello. Sorry to startle you. Is someone there? Can't see it in all this darkness. Hello?
Who is that? Are you human?
Are you human?
You hear the scrape of a sword being drawn from a scabbard. Show yourself,
Already
demon.
my two-handed. I'm human. Are you human? I'm with the druid.
The druid. He says he's with the druid. What does that mean? I don't know. He says he's human. That's what a demon would say. Oh,
I'll light my lantern. Hold on. Look at my face.
you light your lantern. Excellent.
Hopefully I'll
Make
get
me
shot.
make me a fellowship test, Indigo.
Great. That's pretty good. 14.
Okay. So you're now fairly close to them. I'm gonna say within like a sprint. And
Okay.
you've lit up your lantern, and you're litting yourself up, and Corbreath is standing next to you holding his cudgel. And you can see these three men, and they've kind of formed a little defensive position around their fire, actually with their fire between them and you. And and one of them is kind of pushed to the forward, and he says, "Who are you, and what are you doing out here?"
Well, I can ask the same thing of you. Camping up here next to the Devil's Bowl.
What are we doing?
I'm with the druid. We're, inspecting the place, making sure no one's up to any ill plots. A dangerous spot to be camping.
That's true. There's many strange things out here.
Yeah. What are you doing out here? Who are you?
It's none of your business.
Well, I think it is. You asked me who I am, I told you. You made it my business.
This is going well.
Shit. What do we tell them?
Indigo
I don't know.
making friends.
At this, there's a tense moment where it seems like neither side wants to give, and then Corbreath yells out, "You damn fools! You're going to get us all killed out here! What the hell do you think you're doing out here? You're just going to stir up all the powers of chaos, and they're going to come crashing down on all our heads, and it'll be you, and you'll be the one to blame! Damn you all!" And
Oh, Cornbreath, maybe needs to tone it down a little.
and then he starts to get in this shouting match. Like the other guy is just like, what are you talking about? Get out of here, you crazy old man! What's wrong with you? And they just start sort of hurling insults and threats at each other.
God.
Now, neither one seems to want to completely bring it to a head, but it's getting very heated. Yeffy and Bruno at this point have snuck around pretty well, and you don't think that they know where you are.
Okay, it's just like the goblin fort all over again. Yeffy and Bruno
Yeah.
doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, let's do this. I hope I don't get
Let's
any
go.
weird mutant grass in my mouth. Ugh. All right, let's go. Yeah. All right, sneaking up on the
Is a
tent.
tent here?
There is a tent pitched against the side of one of the rocks, fairly close to their. It's sort of from where their fire is. It's sort of away from the water, so at a bit of a
Okay.
tangent.
Okay, let's sneak into the tent.
Let's sneak into the
Probably
tent.
still.
Okay, the two of you are going to sneak into the tent. I'll take agility rolls from both of you at this point, as the two of you try to sneak up into the tent, and it's definitely getting fairly close to the point where you might be illuminated by the fire.
15 again.
6.
Excellent. Yeffy, you like a panther. Yeffy stalks up to the tent, waits a moment for the man to hurl another insult, rolls through the flap of the tent and lands stealthily
That was pretty cool.
at the tent, inside the tent. You quickly glance around Yeffy and see that there are a couple of bedrolls laid out here in the tent. There is a lantern hanging from the pole at the top. There's some bags, some bits of food. No people. Then Bruno attempts to do the same maneuver, somersaults, lands ass forward, right, and banging into you, into the, pushing you, stumbling a little forward to the tent, and then stops kind of in a heap, right in front of the tent. And one of the men swings around and looks at Bruno and goes, "What the fuck?" Now let's roll initiative.
Oh, man.
You got it, Max.
They have a 5.
All right, got it. All right. 4. Tough.
So the one of the men points at Bruno and yells, "Look! It's spies from the Empire come to stop the mistress. Get him!" And two of them come rushing at you, Bruno.
Damn it.
one of them dives into the face first into the dirt, but the other one actually just then comes slamming into you, just chest forward, arms wrapping around you, kind of tackles you to the ground. You take 2 points of damage as the two of you go rolling in the dirt. But the third guy is still standing there, kind of eyes focused on Corbreath, hurling insults and threats. I'll start with you, Bruno, and I'll go around the opposite direction from usual since you just got hit. What do you do?
All right. I mean, this guy's on top of me. I want to give him now that I'm in a prime condition, give him the double stab.
Okay, great.
Ooh, I don't know what I add to this. 15, 17.
Yes, you've stabbed him.
Nice. 3 points of damage. It's a surgery dagger. Here comes the barbarin dagger. At his other kidney. 7. So slightly worse.
So the second stab catches into the leather armor that he's wearing, and he grunts a bit. You do feel a little bit of slick blood oozing down your hands. Your first hit definitely hit home. Yeffy, what do you do?
So am I still in the tent, or am I out of the tent?
You're still inside. You're actually inside the tent, and all of this is happening right outside the front of the tent.
Oh my god! All right, so I will jump out of the tent and stab the guy stabbing Bruno.
Okay, great. You can have a sneak attack on that. They did not know that you were there in the tent.
Well, I mean, the smart thing to do would have to go search their tent, but Yeffy's not smart, so she's gonna go. I rolled a 20.
Oh,
Hey!
Have we been doing something for natural 20s? Have we been doing
I
something?
don't know if we do anything.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't, have we?
I don't think we do.
Okay,
Okay.
but give me all the...
Did I drop my damage?
Yes. Well, now wait a second. What level are you now, Yeffy?
4.
You're 4.
Fourth.
Okay. Your sneak attack increases at 6. Okay. Yeah, close.
All right, I did roll my damage. I rolled 7.
Okay, great. You, what are you attacking with here? What do you have?
A short sword.
Short sword. So you come jumping out with the short sword, get the guy right in the kidney. He screams in agony, lets go of Bruno. He's just bleeding all over the place. He's still alive, but definitely badly wounded.
Nice.
Indigo, what do you do?
I'm gonna charge this guy. I see that Bruno and Yeffy are in the fight?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're illuminated by the little campfire that's there. So when you say this guy, which guy do you mean?
Yeah. The guy that's been shouting at Corbreath that's still standing there.
Yep. Great.
Can I reach him and attack him?
Yes, you can. You go running into the camp, sword swinging.
Great. I'm gonna attack him with my gigantic sword.
Excellent.
10.
10. He holds up his shield, and your gigantic sword clangs against it with a loud ring throughout. Carries well across. Everyone hears quite loudly.
I should have practiced with this thing.
It's first time swinging it.
Let's see, what's Core Breath gonna do?
Cast a druid spell. Turn into a animal.
Yeah.
See it. It's all talk and stones so far. I want to see some real druid biz.
Core Breath comes running in by your side, Indigo, and lays about the man's head with his cudgel. And he's rolled a 2. So just whiffs clear across the guy's head. The guy who had missed Bruno entirely and rolled into the dirt springs to his feet, comes rushing forward, and attempts to kick Yeffy. And he's rolled a 3, so that's not happening.
That's right.
The other one who's badly bleeding kind of stumbles backward and he's got his short sword out, which he swings at Bruno. Oh man, my dice tonight are ridiculous.
Ooh, I'm too.
That was
small.
a 2.
Ha-ha.
That was a 2.
Yeah. Ooh, ha.
Finally, the last guy who's taken his shield up, raised his shield up, and blocked Indigo, pulls his sword and tries to just thrust it straight into your gut, Indigo. And he's rolled a 4. Those are my dice tonight, folks. Those are my dice.
We caught him tired. That was good. Yeah.
Bruno, what are you doing?
Because Atelka just has a nice habit of hiring incompetent bodyguards. Goblins, these guys.
Yeah, right. These guys are no gut bag.
These guys are no gut.
I guess I'll stab the guy who's really injured first.
Excellent.
15
That is a hit.
for 3 points of damage.
Oh, God! He's continuing to bleed, and he's kind of stumbling backwards, and just like holding his guts in.
Jeez, well, I stab him again. Come on.
Okay. No!
Friggin'
No!
Natural 20.
Yeah, okay. He had 1 hit point left. He goes down.
For 1 point of damage. I got him.
He's oh, no! He drops.
Yes, it turns out. Yes.
Yeffy?
I will face the other guy who just tried to kick me. Mm-hmm. And I will say, tell us where your mistress is now and surrender, or feel the wrath of Patches' deadly bite. And they'll have Patches growl, one-eyed dog.
Awesome. Roll me a fellowship test, and I'll give you +2 for Patches.
Nice.
Yeah, +3 for Patches.
I'm also suave.
Ooh.
Ooh. Suave and patches.
So it's an 18.
Excellent. He looks at the bloody, ruined form of his compatriot and the snarling dog, and she went into the cave, and he's kind of pointing off into a kind of back even further past the tent and sort of back even further away from where you were.
That cave.
Yeah, that's what he does. Indigo, what are you doing?
I'll hit this guy in front of me, and I'll say, "Didn't you hear the lady? She said surrender." And I'll strike to stun.
Excellent.
And just try to knock him.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh, that's better. 16.
That is a hit.
Great.
So you say, as you say, didn't you hear the lady? He turns to look over to like, what lady? Looks over, sees Yeffy threatening this guy with her dog and her sword, and his friend on the laying on the ground in a bloody heap. And he's like, looks very confused, and he turns back to look at you just in time to get the pummel of your sword right across his face, and he just pung,
right.
and he and I will say you just cold cock him. He just passes right out.
Nice.
And at this point, I will stop doing rounds because you knock that guy out, and the other guy is like completely surrendering at this point.
Now tie him up. Patches. I mean, I'll do it. Patches doesn't have all.
Patches, tie him up, boy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I tie up the guy who surrendered.
Excellent. You tie him up.
Yeah.
Ha! Wow, we did it. I mean, of course we did it. We're trained monster hunters. Core breath.
I knew Sigmar would have sent me only the finest of warriors.
Yeah, that's us. Nobody saw me try to get into the tent, right? Nobody. Because of how sneaky I was, that's why nobody saw it. All right.
Just me. Just me. Yeah.
Just as cool as when we killed those guards from the goblin thing. It looked just like that.
What do you do next?
Yeah.
I
What
will-
you doing in
I
the
will-
cave?
The cave sounds
Yeah.
like something we should save for the spooktacular, very special episode, of course. So,
What you doing in the cave, minion?
I don't know. She doesn't tell us. We're just meant to guard. Keep
What
her
do you
safe.
know? You know Gutbag, the goblin?
This place. What? No, I've never heard of him.
Okay. Damn.
Look, I just want to go back to Kemperbed. This place is horrible. Have you seen the creatures out there?
Yeah,
Just
no,
a mushroom.
We've seen the plants.
What are the,
Did
What
she
are the
bring ever
creatures
jewelry? I'm going through her stuff.
Okay.
He crawls in the tent.
you start going through the stuff. You find mostly traveling gear and equipment. You find food and bedrolls and lamp oil and etc. Mostly stuff that you would bring on a camping trip. But however, you do find in one pack a couple bottles of perfume.
God damn it.
Why does she need so much perfume? How smelly is this lady?
She's smelly, evidently. I think that she's got some kind of maybe foot fungus or bad breath, or I don't know.
I bet she's got some kind of bad smell mutation. Ooh, that would make
Oh my
sense.
god. Do you think she's a mutant? Do you think they got stink
smelly
glands?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, gross.
Why haven't we been just tracking her by scent the whole time? She's got patches on her,
Okay.
Patches comes over, smells the bottle, and then seems ready to start snuffling around on the ground.
Yeah.
Seems ready.
Get her
Great.
patches.
Wait,
Patches,
hold on.
Patches starts tugging at the lead, starting to
Wait,
go in the
wait.
direction that the guy was pointing. In fact,
I want to check the tent for writings, or if she's got any kind of books or scrolls or spells.
you don't find anything like that in the tent.
All right.
Well, while these two are searching the tent, Indigo's going to change his armor.
Okay.
I've been carrying around all this damn thing. I don't friggin' wear it.
Nice.
Excellent. Indigo gears up into his
Like,
plate
for
armor.
like
Off my
30 minutes.
Corbett, help me out with this.
Great. Oh,
Quarter breath, your
I
page.
knew it.
Yeah.
I know it. Praise Sigmar. I knew that mighty warriors indeed would be coming.
Damn,
That's-
Indigo, where did you get that? Have you always had that? You look like a knight.
I've had
Can I
it since the
kick
last
you?
time we were in Altdorf.
Can I try to stab you? Why haven't you been wearing it?
No.
I'm gonna try to stab him.
Stop.
I'm gonna go a little stab. Let's test out the armor.
Bruno.
As you prepare to do this, you hear a strange wail, like an anguished, like a sad sob or a cry of pain, and you look off in the direction. In fact, the direction that the guy was pointing earlier, the very direction that Patches is leaning in to try and lead you, and you can see a faint, eerie, unnatural bluish glow of light coming from that direction. And that's where we will leave it for tonight.
Damn! Oh man, the spectacular episode is gonna be so.
It will be
so
spooky.
Fire! Oh man.
Spooky.
We will have a spectacular episode.
Oh man.
Ugh.
Oh, excellent. Oh, I like that Indigo's suiting up in
Yeah, that was good.
good. This is
I
good.
I didn't know
this
you had
stuff
armor.
long
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice plate mail. Damn.
Yeah, I haven't been wearing it because we've been on the boat for so long, and I don't want Indigo to sink to the bottom of the river as soon as
Yeah. Well, that's pretty wise.
Excellent.
Oh man! Oh, are the pumpkin pants still in effect? That's a good question. Wow. I haven't really thought about Bruno's outfit for this part of the adventure.
You have been on a boat for a few days and sleeping over, so at some point you may have changed your clothes.
That's true. I
Just saying.
feel like I'm probably back in my regular. I should have prepared real Lord of the Rings style Hobbit traveling clothes for this section of the Dangerous Journey. That would have been. I'll have to work on that
Yeah.
for the way back.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you had a good time, and get ready for the spooktacular episode next week. And we'll see you then.
Wills and spills. Yeah.
Spooky, spooky.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.